All right. So, had a, excuse me, made a video yesterday talking about, minimums and just enough. And I've had kind of this minimalist stuff circling around, but then also read an article about I think a rowing team in Australia or something who had they had this mantra of, it wasn't necessarily a mantra, but it was this guiding thing to help them make decisions. They would just always ask them, whatever they were going to do, will this make the boat go faster? And just everything they did, but going out, drinking with friends, will that make the boat go faster? Probably not. Will eating this cake make the boat go faster? No. Will skipping practice today make the boat go, and you go down the line and it becomes this way to just stay the course. It makes decision making easy. Excuse me. So I was really looking into that. It's based on a book called Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. I haven't read the book. It's not in my, it's not readily available in my local library system. But a lot of articles on it, a lot of videos on YouTube, and I was kind of exploring that, and it just occurred to me. It didn't occur to me. It all kind of. I feel like this is how God works in my life. Different things start just coming, and I have certain experiences, and this article appears, and this thing jumps out at me, and I'm reading the Bible, and and it all just kind of comes together, and it's like, okay, what is the, and then I'll have some profound insight where it all just kind of come together. So with this, last night, all of a sudden, I was like, okay, well, will it make the boat go faster? I was like, what kind of guiding principle, simple kind of decision-making rule of thumb would help somebody become good soil? I thought of one for each kind of step of the sower. One came to me for each step of the sower to kind of, like a question you could ask that really cuts to the heart of whatever is going on at that stage. And so for the footpath, if you're trying to soften your heart, the basic question you have to ask is, can I truly know what is good or what is evil? And I think that question right there cuts right to the heart of the matter, because the answer is no, because you are not all-knowing. You're not perfect. You're not all-powerful. You're not God. Only God is good. That's what Jesus said. And only God knows what is good. That's God's plan. That's why we don't always understand what's happening. So can I know what is truly good or evil? No. And then you just look at your life, and you look at your past, and past hurts, and it's like, you know what, I don't really, who I am now, would I be the same person if that didn't happen? Would I be on the path? Would God have come into my life if certain things hadn't happened? I don't know. Blessing in disguise. It's like, I got fired from that job, but, it forced me to find a new job, or, I'll start my own business. So thank God I lost that job. I got fired, that kind of. So For the second one, the rocky soil, I think the relevant question is, do I know God's rules? Do I know the outcomes that God wants? And I think if you just, Jesus said, just follow the commandments. Pretty simple. Golden rule. Do to others what you want them to do to you. You want them to do to you. Good Samaritan. Parable of the Good Samaritan. But that's knowing the Bible. That's deepening your knowledge and learning what that means. Just reading the Gospels. That's the easy thing right there. That's the daily discipline. And then with the footpath, daily discipline is praying. Just praying, talking to God as much as you can. The third, the thorns, not loosening your ties to the things in this world. This is based on 2. So 2, you're learning God's rules and the outcomes that He wants. And then so if you're trying to not be entangled by things in the world, not be pulled away from the things you should be doing, you just have to ask yourself, does this help me, what I'm about to do, does this help me follow God's rules? And that's why you're focusing on your minimums. You're simplifying life, because that's what will help you follow God's rules, is not being complicated, what I talked about with the minimums, not having complications, being, focusing on just enough. That's kind of the rule of thumb there, the guiding principle. Is what I'm about to do, does this help me follow God's rules, or is this going to make it harder for me, what I'm about to do, what I'm about to start, what I'm about to sign up for in my life, or whatever, what I'm about to agree to, I think this is what they were trying to do when they were talking with the whole what would Jesus do thing. Just ask yourself, what would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? But that didn't work, apparently. Now people mostly make fun of it. Because I think that's what they were trying to do, though. Find like a simple little thing that people could use to stay on the narrow path, and didn't work. I think it was too vague. I don't think it was really actionable. I don't think a lot of people really understand what Jesus would do. I think that's what the problem is now, is people claim to be Christians and say they're trying to be like Jesus, but then they're doing all these things that Jesus would never ever do. Ever. He didn't own anything. He lived completely by faith and by the whatever people chose to give him. It wasn't he wasn't trying to own anything. So yeah, is what I'm about to do, or does that help me follow God's rules? I think I think some of these will be further refined, but it's good enough for now. And then for bearing fruit, I think just seeing, hey, just asking yourself, who's struggling? Is this person struggling? Do they seem like they're in a negative place? Are they not following God's rules? Can I help them with that? Can I help this person? You know, how can I help this person? You know, so that was a huge insight for me. Just simplifying each stage down to just one simple question that'll keep you on the path. Can I truly know what is good and what is evil, or what is evil? Do I know all of God's rules? Is what I'm about to do help me? Is what I'm about to do help me follow God's rules? And is that person struggling in some way? And can I help them? So, I zoned out a little bit there. All right. Peace be with you. Talk to you later.